Hello, everyone. I'm very honored by this invitation and with the opportunity to join all of you today. I want to start by congratulating Jordana and her Shadowlight team for their incredible leadership and dedication. This powerful exhibit on the Holocaust will educate thousands about hatred and its terrible consequences. I'm sorry I can't be there in person, but I'm with you virtually. Hatred and brutal attacks on Jews as a people, as a nation, and as individual men, women, and children, it did not start or end with the genocide of the Holocaust. Unfortunately and tragically, anti-Semitism is as old as the history of the Jewish people. In ancient times, opposition came from local tribes, the empires of Persia, Greece, and Rome. The destruction of both the first and second temples turned the Jews literally into a people without a home, a people forced to live under the power of others, and a people forced to move, hoping to find security somewhere, anywhere, in places where the hearts and minds of the majority were so often turned against them. The determination of Jews to stay true to their faith and true to their history made their stay in many places unwelcome, difficult, and sometimes even impossible. Because they were branded as a people apart, Jews lived with the constant reality of hatred and discrimination and the threat of destruction and the threat of violence. In this history, long periods of peaceful coexistence and even prosperity, for example, the remarkable years in Spain where Christians, Muslims, and Jews lived in a dignity that was celebrated at the time by Maimonides, came to a tragic and violent end with expulsions, forced conversions, death, and the destruction on a grand scale, and a return to the life of the wandering Jew. For hundreds of years, much of Europe, Spain, England, France, Germany, and well beyond, Jews were banished. They were forbidden to live, to worship, and to be themselves. Holocaust denial today is illegal in some countries, but until a few days ago, it was not illegal on Facebook. Hatred and lies can take on a new life at the touch of a button and are now more widespread and really tragically are more believed than ever. In her great book, The Origins of Totalitarianism, Hannah Arendt has described how folk racism became so-called scientific racism, and how in the 19th century ideas of racial purity and superiority took hold in many, many different societies, but most dramatically and with such terrible effect in Germany. It took a populist demonic figure like Hitler to take crazy ideas into the street, and in the Nazi movement put anti-Semitism at the heart of his own and at the heart of his country's politics. The Jewish people and the whole world paid the ultimate price as a result. The world after 1945 vowed never again, but this has proved untrue, both for the Jewish people and for many others whose lives have been threatened and even destroyed by the awful power of race hatred. The mass killing of the Tutsis in Rwanda, the forcible deportation and killings of the Rohingya in Myanmar are just two notable examples. Genocide is not, tragically, a thing of the past. It is a pathology of our current history, which makes this exhibit so important. For the Jewish people, not even the loss of 6 million in the Holocaust has brought an end to insecurity and to discrimination. The creation of the State of Israel in 1948 has not been followed by peace and by mutual acceptance, and Israel's struggle for the right to live in secure and recognized borders at peace with Palestinians and other neighbors is still being challenged to this day. Anti-Semitism includes the views of those who cannot and will not accept the existence of the State of Israel. Israelis and Palestinians, Jews, Muslims, and Christians are all in the Middle East to stay, and they must all be able to live in security and with full respect for their civil rights. Incitements to race hatred, denial of the legitimacy of the other, talk of driving people into the sea, these are all examples of modern hatreds that cannot go unchallenged. So too, our own work in Canada has to continue. All of us know that anti-Semitism has been with us in our own country for a very long time, and it is still with us today. It's true, there are fewer places of exclusion, and there is more opportunity for shared respect and for celebration. We have emerged from the days of none is too many. But incidents of anti-Semitism are still listed as the most common among hate crimes, and these crimes reflect the resurgence of ancient hatreds and stereotypes, as well as new ones, and fighting them will require education, persistence, and an even greater commitment. both from ourselves and from others, that laws will in fact be enforced and people will be protected. Anti-Semitism is based on lies, and it is not based on facts. People are free to have their own opinions, but if those opinions are based on lies and hate and not based on any fact, we cannot sit back and say, you're entitled to your opinion. Hatred and lies go together. We have to fight both of them with every fiber in our being. Those who know me, that I often come back to the words of Rabbi Hillel, those three questions which mean so much to every generation who will hear them. If I am not for myself, then who will be for me? But if I'm only for myself, then what am I? And if not now, when? Being for ourselves and knowing that others will come, take that again. Being for ourselves and knowing that others will only come to our help when we follow that obligation is a sign of health, of life, of political and personal will and determination. But that has to be joined and bound together with a commitment to others who also face hatred, who face insecurity, and face discrimination. And there's also the commandment to act, for it is by our deeds and not our words that we make a difference. In creating this remarkable exhibit, a living reminder of the railway cars that took millions to their death, we are in fact showing our faith in ourselves, our faith in our future, our faith in our common humanity, and our commitment to life itself. Thank you very much. It's great to be with you. Take good care.